In this video I'm going to talk you through how to go about creating your very own fruit machine. So as we have discussed it in class, this is a lesson about Boolean operators. So the Boolean operators you need to know about are the and, or, and not operators. Now you will have to be able to confidently use these and apply these in your work. So make sure that you understand what they are. But anyway, I will talk you through step by step what you need to do and what we're going to be using these for. So the first thing I need to do, in fact the first thing I have done already, is I have downloaded all the necessary resources I will need for the project. So in your assignments you will find a set of images. You need to make sure that you download them and you know where you'll save them in your computer science folder, or if you're working at home they will most probably will get downloaded into your downloads folder. So make sure that you know where they are because you're going to need them in a minute. So I'm using Scratch Online at the moment. If you're using the offline version, that will look slightly different. So this one has a slightly more modern look, but things are pretty much in the same place. So it's not a problem. I'm sure you'll find your way around just as well. So the first step what I'm going to do is change my backdrop. So within the backdrop, I will put the actual fruit machine and the image of the fruit machine. So if I hover over this section, I can upload the backdrop here. So that will soon take me to my downloads folder, and I find the fruit machine, and I will set it as my background. So that's been added to my backdrop. That's excellent. So I don't have to do any more there. And the second thing I need to do, and that's the next step, is to start creating my fruit sprites. So altogether I'm going to need 3 fruit sprites, each of these going to sit in these little windows. So I will have to make sure that I delete this initial sprite here. So when I'm creating my new sprite, so I'm going to upload a image. When I do that, I want to make sure that I just upload one to start with, and that is my apple in this case. I don't have to worry about where this is at the moment or how big it is, the image, so please don't worry about that. We'll tidy up in a minute. The main thing is though, when I'm uploading it, I'll upload it once, and I'm not going to upload all the other types of fruits here as separate sprites. This is what I'm going to do instead. I'm going to add those as separate costumes. So you can see here there's a costumes tab, and I will upload from my folder all the other images here. So you can see I've got a banana, okay, I've got cherry, grapes, and so on and so on. So I need to select all these images separately. Now to do that you can hold down Control or the Command button if you're using, I don't need that one, Command button if you're using the Mac. So let's just see whether we selected all the pieces of fruit. Yes, they're all there. Excellent. So there's meant to be 6 altogether. Then I upload them, and there they are. So at this stage, I don't want you to worry about what they look like in terms of sizes and things, because the next step is that I can just change the size over here. Okay, so I'm going to say 50, and let's see how big that's going to be and how that's going to fit in here. No, it's still a little bit too big. I think 38 just works perfectly. Now when I click on all the other ones, you can see that they've changed sizes as well. Okay, now one more thing to mention, and it's important for you to notice that every single one is numbered. Okay, so there's 6 altogether. They're all numbered from 1 to 6. And that is important for you to know, okay, because in a minute we're going to do something about that. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this one. Okay, so that's Apple 2, and duplicate that one. Excellent, and I'm going to reposition them. So I've saved a lot of time about creating my fruits, so they're all identical at this stage. Now the next thing I need to do is work out, create my handle. So at the moment, this just exists as an image in the background. What I want to do is come up with a separate handle, okay, which is the exact copy of that, really, what we can see on the background. Just reduce the size in the meantime whilst I'm talking. And I'll just place it over. The idea of the game is that when I click the handle, the game will start. So I'm going to add the first bit of code in this part, and I will do something like this. So under events, I say when this sprite is clicked, I just need to find that one. So when this sprite is clicked, I will broadcast something. Now, I will broadcast an event, and the event will be that I want to play the game. So you can just type those various kind of keywords in, but that will call that event. So my event is called play, and it will only happen when I click the handle. So that's the idea behind it. Now, as we know, we've got 6 costumes in here. So what we need to do is, for every single sprite that we have here, we're going to generate a random number that we will use to decide which fruit costume to display. Now, we also need a variable to store this number. So I will need to create 3 new variables. Okay, and not surprisingly, I'm going to call them fruit1 and fruit2 and fruit3. Now, I will uncheck these boxes because I don't want them to be displayed there, but we will use them in a minute. So I've got 3 variables I'm going to use. Now, for the first one, I'm going to say set fruit1 2, and that will be a random number. So let's just put this together nicely. So I will want to pick a random number between 1 and 6. Okay, but I only want this to happen when the game has started. So I need to go back to events and say when I receive play. So I only want that random number to be generated when the game has started. Now, how do we change? How do we change what our sprite looks like? Well, of course, we can change what our sprite looks like by switching the costume. But I don't want it to be a set costume. I want it to be the number which I've just generated. Well, thank goodness we saved that in a variable. So all we got to do is just pop in that variable and it will work. Now, we need to repeat this for the other 2.